What's going on, YouTube? Back here with another video today. In today's video we got something really exciting. So we are finally starting the fuel system on the Lightning. Alright, so here's everything you'll need. Here's everything we got. I'm going to go over basically all the items and then extra stuff you're going to want to have. We already installed our 4 billet triple pump fuel hat with the HG circuitry wiring harness for it. If you didn't see those videos, I'll put links in the description, and of course the playlist will be in the description, so if you've missed anything else with our build, you can go check it out and kind of get up to date, see where we're at, everything we've done. But today is going to be assembling our custom fuel system. Let me show you everything we went with. We went with mostly Fragola stuff. We went with the push-loc system. This is the push-loc 8000 series race hose. It's black braided, really nice. So we went with 30 feet of that, 2 15-foot rolls. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. We're going to kind of just see. I think it should be enough, but like I said, we'll see. 4 regulator, and it comes with the fittings in the ends already. I actually think I ordered too many fittings because I didn't know that, and I ordered fittings for the regulator, but it comes with fittings, so that's okay. Our system, by the way, is going to be 8 feed with an 8 return. We're going to feed the back of both of the Metco rails. I'm doing a parallel system. There's 2 different types of systems basically. You can do in series, which is where you feed one rail, come out of the front into the other rail, out of the back into the regulator. But we are going to be splitting the lines, feeding both rails from the back, coming out of the front of both rails, and then 2 lines to the regulator. That's just the way I chose to do it. It seems like it would be a better setup, even though there are plenty of trucks making high horsepower with a series system. I wanted to just feed both rails, that way I know both rails are getting enough fuel. Just makes more sense to me in my head. But like I said, there are plenty of trucks running a series system. There's nothing wrong with them. I just chose to do a parallel system, and we'll get into all that in a little bit. But Metco rails, I did a 4 inline fuel filter element. Basically, it's your fuel filter with an extra filter element. Went ahead and just ordered an extra one. That way I had them, I could just swap them out. So that's that. All the Fragola fittings you'll need. There will be a full list of everything I bought in the description, as well as a description of how everything is ran. I did a really detailed description of how I ran it, and I'll put that in the description. You can kind of read it, take it in, because it is a lot. It is very confusing, and I think the best way to do it is I'll just put a really detailed description in the video's description. You guys can read that for yourself. Yeah, so it's all the fittings. We got the stuff. Now some extra things you might need. I went ahead and just picked up a legit wrench. This is an 8 wrench. Is that necessary? Probably not. You can use a wrench that just fits on the fitting, but I went ahead and got an actual wrench. I got these crimpers, and what this is for, these will crimp the clamps that are going to go on each fitting. I went ahead and did that. It might be also overkill because these fittings are rated. The push-loc alone is rated at a pretty high PSI that the fuel system will never see. But I just went ahead and went the extra step and got these clamps just to make sure everything is nice and secure. And that's what these are for. And then I got an actual pair of hose cutters. Again, you can do without these. You can cut those however you see fit. But these are pretty cool. These are actual hose cutters for this application, sold by Fragola. So figured, may as well. Some other stuff you're going to need. I went ahead and set up a vise. This is going to be for pushing the hose on the ends of the fittings, because basically it's a barb and it's a very tight fit. So you'll need something stationary that you can clamp the fitting in so you can get a good grip on that hose and shove it on. To ease the installation of the hose, we got some Earl's assembly lube. Basically, you put a little bit of this on the inside of the hose and on the fitting, and it will help the hose slide over the fitting. And this is my idea because I've heard people getting boiling water and dipping their hose in the boiling water to soften up the rubber. Instead of going in and out of the house, I went and picked up one of these burners from Walmart. Basically, this plugs in, and it is a little countertop burner with a pot of water. That way I can have the boiling water right here in the garage. I can dip the hose in, nice and hot, keep the water nice and hot. Quickly put some lube on and slide the hose over the fittings. I think that'll make it a lot easier instead of going in and out of the house. You know, accessing boiling water from the garage is a little difficult, and I've seen posts about people complaining about that. So this is my solution. Picked up this little burner, I think it was like 50 bucks. So it'll make things a lot easier. If it, you know, saves me some headache, it's a $50 well spent. So we're gonna start with putting our fittings on the rails and on the filter element. Now the fittings for those, see here, are gonna be these guys. These are what's called an Orb Style fitting. These, as you can see, come with an O-ring and require no sealant because they are meant to seal on that O-ring. Basically, it's a straight thread with an O-ring, and you do not need sealant for that. It's meant to seal on that O-ring. You just want to put a little bit of the lube on the threads in the O-ring, thread it in, tighten it up. It's going to be for the ends of the rails. Same thing for the filter element. It's going to be also an Orb Style fitting, slightly bigger. If I can find where those are, I think that's these guys. Also an Orb Style fitting with an O-ring. So we'll just lube the O-rings, threads, screw those in there. Like I said, these already had the fittings. I'm pretty sure I ordered some, so I'm going to have 3 extra fittings, but that's okay. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to start by installing my Orb Style fittings in the ends of the rails, the ends of the filter, just kind of get that ready, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I went ahead and lightly assembled the rails just to give you an idea of what I came up with. This is how it would sit in the truck. The front of the truck's here, back of the truck is here. You can see what I did on the driver's side rail is I have a Y block that's going to be the feed. It's going to feed up into that Y block. I 90'd into the back of the driver's side rail to hold the Y block still, and because it's less hose. And then I did a 45 off of that Y block, and basically it will feed up into the Y block into this rail, and then 45 into the 90 that feeds this rail. So that's how it'll be connected. I'll have a line connecting these two, and then it'll come through both rails. 180 out of the front, you can see there, 180 out of the front, and then both of those lines will run to the regulator. Yeah, so that's pretty much the rails. I mean, that's just lightly assembled. Just wanted to kind of dry fit and test it, which I'm glad I did, because I did run into one issue. This passenger rail with the 90, when you mount it, hits the coolant crossover. You can see it won't clear. So I'm gonna have to go out, run around, see if I can find, I know they have them, so if worst case I'll order one, but there's an extension for this. It's a female to male extension that'll extend that out a little bit so it can clear around the back side of that coolant crossover. Just something I didn't think about, and I knew this was going to happen, piecing together something myself. I wasn't sure of the clearances, so you never know till you have the stuff in person. Didn't quite clear, but that's okay. Easy solution. I'm going to get an extender, just another fitting that'll go here and extend that 90 out past the coolant crossover so it'll fit. But that still gives you an idea of how I ran my rails. Yeah, super cool. It worked out pretty good. I already put this in the truck and all that stuff clears. The Y block, all that stuff is perfect. So, like I said, all we need to do is extend that 90 out past the coolant crossover and run a hose, and that'll be it for the rails. Yeah, pretty happy with how that came out. So we're gonna put this aside for now until we can get that extender so we can bolt that up, kind of put that to the side, and we're gonna start working underneath the truck. Basically, we're going to run our lines from the fuel hat. Our feed will go to the filter. Our return will go all the way up into the engine bay, because that's gonna go straight to the regulator. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and work on that before we get into mounting the regulator or any of that stuff. I'm basically gonna make 2 lines. I'm gonna make my feed and return. So we'll get into how to push these fittings on the end of the line. So I pressed on my ends for my return. and I wanted to kind of show you guys what's acceptable and what's not. That's a good press. You can see the hose is all the way to the end of the fitting, and I crimped the crimp on there. This, however, is not good. You can see how that did not go all the way to the end. It was a nightmare trying to even get it that far. So I'm gonna have to cut the hose off the fitting and try again. But I did want to show you guys that is not a good seat. You do not want to just send that. So I'm cutting this hose. I'm gonna try to press that on there again. It is a pain, being that it's a 90. It's really hard to clamp on it to get any kind of leverage, but we're gonna try again. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you guys the difference between a good and a bad press. That's a good press. That not so much. So we're gonna redo that 90 and try again. Okay, so you can see I got a much better push on that one. It's all the way up to that rubber thing. And I got the clamp on a little straighter than the other one too. For some reason it always wants to go on crooked, but good enough. So that's a nice seat. You can see all the way up against the rubber there. We went ahead and just redid it. There's a little section we cut off there. And now we're ready to install our return line. Now, of course, we ran the hose down there first, put it right where it's going to be, measured and cut. You don't need the full 15 feet. This is what we had left, probably about a 3-foot section, so probably 12 feet's good. But like I said, just run it and measure yourself. Don't take that as gospel. There's probably about 3 to 4 feet extra out of that 15-foot roll, and that's our return line there. So we're going to go ahead and feed it down where it's going to be and mount that to the hat. Figured I'd make a quick clip while my water is starting to boil. Something I just ran across. I'm working on the first feed line that goes to the fuel filter, and I just wanted to kind of make a little clip telling you, make sure before you put that second end on, I'm about to boil the second end and finish this line, make sure you have your clamp on the line already, ready to go, because once you push that last fitting on, you're not getting that clamp on. You will have to cut it and redo it. So make sure when I'm making my line, I put one fitting on and then I put both clamps on the line. You can clamp the one side and then have your other clamp on ready to go. So when you do this end of the line, you boil it, you push it on, your clamp's on the line. Don't forget that. That would really suck to have to cut your line and redo it because you forgot to put your clamp on. Just want to make a little clip doing that. Next shot you're gonna see is me hooking the lines up underneath the truck. All right guys, so you can see with the lines connected to the Fore hat. You can see what we did here. Basically, this is the feed line, and I put a 45-degree fitting, so it kind of comes parallel with the return. The return has a straight fitting, and ran those up. So now that these are connected, you don't have to tighten these super tight, by the way. Just tighten them till they're tight. That's pretty much about it. Should seal up. I've never had a problem with these leaking just going tight. Yeah, so that's all buttoned up. Now we can lift this tank up and finally get that in place. That was the main goal of today's video. As far as the fuel filter, I'm gonna mount that right here. Basically, in the stock location, there is a pre-existing hole you can use, and I just put a bolt with a nut on the other side. That's gonna mount there. You can see, here's our line here. It seems short, but it's not. It's only because the tank's not lifted up yet. Once I lift the tank up, that will reach. This is our return. We already ran that all the way up to the front where the regulator is going to be. But we're making some really good progress, guys. So we got the fuel hat, like I said, buttoned up. We got our lines ran. Our return line is ran all the way into the engine bay, and our feed line is pretty much ran to the filter. So our next step is going to be getting this tank back up. Basically just going to throw it back on the jack, lift it up, reconnect all the tubes and hoses that get connected, and get this tank back in place. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on the video, hit that thumbs up button, it really helps it out on YouTube. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. Next video, we'll be finishing up the fuel system. We will run the rest of the feed line up to the rails, button up the rails, run that to the regulator, and finish this up. But we made pretty good progress, I would say, in this video. We got half the fuel system done. Behind the scenes, I went ahead and already put the tank up. Tank's all buttoned up, ready to go. So like I said, in the next video, we'll be finishing up the fuel system. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on that, plus the other content we have to come. This build's finally coming to an end, and we can get to some good stuff like some racing. But until then, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Later.